Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today is day 10 of my holiday card series, but also my day for my holiday card hijinks challenge. So this month's prompt was gift card. So I'm going to be making a gift card holder card. If that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But we're going to be using some honeybees paper. I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, I'll link it in the description down below. And you can just use any kind of pattern paper you have. I just liked this like inky type like swiping background and with the red, a little bit geometric, and then I use this holly leaf pattern as well. And we're doing this without dies. I made a little template here. It is 3 inches by 3 3/8 inches. You want to cut your panel. 3 3/8 is the height. And then you're gonna score at 3/8 all the way around, and this should fit a standard gift card. I have like a mock-up of one, which you saw a little bit earlier, just in something I made out of like 3 layers of cardstock to mimic like that credit card size, because I think it's pretty standard. And what I did was I took the measurements from that and I added, I think, 1/8 of an inch around, just to give it like a little bit of space. So if your cards are bigger or smaller for whatever reason, you can adjust the pattern to fit that. Also, using the hole punch to create that little half circle at the top is completely optional. You don't need to do it that way, and you could just leave it flat because there's enough room for the gift card to stick out of the top and the person can still grab it, no problem. But I'm just going to make this little green holder into a gift in a sense. And I was just trying to figure out where I'm going to put my ribbon. I decided to do it across the panel instead of up and down. If I do it up and down, it's going to rub against the card, and then if you take it out and put it in like a couple times, you're just going to fray the ribbon. I guess unless you put tape on the very end of it, which would be smart now that I think about it. But if you're going to be taping too much into it with a little bit of thickness, you're probably going to want to make it a little bit bigger, because I made this so that it fits snugly to a gift card, just so that it doesn't fall out. Especially if you're just going to like hand deliver these without an envelope. You're going to want something that's going to hold that gift card in so that it doesn't fall out and you lose it or whatever. So again, if you wanted to wrap ribbon around it, you might want to add just like even like 1/8 of an inch to it, just to give it a little bit of extra room to be able to fit that card in. But anyway, back to the card. So for the holder, I just clipped all the corners at like a 45-degree angle-ish. I just manually eyeballed it, so it's not 100%, but it works. And I trimmed the top 2 corners as well, just because it makes it look a little bit cleaner. And then if you fold it and you don't have little ends sticking up, if it bypasses that top, like if it gets folded a little askew. So I always clip my corners because it provides less bulk and because it just makes it look more neat and finished. And then I'm just going to glue this to this pattern paper here. This is going to be like a very like quick and simple. I'm not even really adding a sentiment. I'm adding one to the inside of the card instead of the outside of the card this time. So the front of this card looks very plain, but then once you pop in the gift card, like it could add an extra layer of color, or you know, a little bit more dimension. Maybe you even want to like add another bow to the gift card, whatever. Maybe wrap it in wrapping paper so the person doesn't actually know what gift card it is. I don't know. Do whatever makes you happy. But again, I like my cards nice and simple, so we're keeping it this way. But I realized that it wasn't very square to the panel itself. So I'm just going to end up trimming the edges a little bit, just so that it looks less off. Like again, if you're trying to make things parallel, you want to make sure that they're parallel. And if they're not, then it's going to look weird to the eye. So if you want it on an angle, purposely put it on an angle. Don't like slightly angle it, like give it a decent sized angle to it so it looks intentional. But if you're trying to do it like straight on, like I was basically using this red background as a matting layer, I guess, and you just want to make sure that it's as straight as possible or it's just going to look off. Unless it doesn't bother you. If it doesn't bother you, you can leave it. It's fine. But for me, it's just like, it's not right. So I'm going to fix it. So I'm just trimming it off. I'm not even measuring it at this point. It should balance around the card base itself pretty fine. I think it was pretty much even, maybe slightly off on the one side, if anything, but nothing major. And I'm just gonna glue this down to the card base, but first I wanted to stamp it because I always think about doing these things after, and then once you have dimension on the front of the card, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna stamp, I think it says wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and it's from Mama Elephant, so I'll link it in the description down below. But again, I didn't want to put this on the outside. I didn't have anywhere to put it. I could have moved my gift card position, but I didn't want to. I wanted it somewhat centered in the card. So that's the way we're going to leave it. And we'll do a sentiment on the inside instead this time. And then once that's done, I'm just going to add a few gold confetti bits around just to like add a little bit of sparkle to the card. And then that will pretty much be it. I made a few other ones. This is actually my second iteration of this video, but I wasn't like super happy with them. I'll post them on my Instagram for tomorrow, just so you can see what they turned out to be. But again, like I was just not super happy with them, so I just decided to redo the video. It was pretty quick and simple to put these cards together either way. But yeah, that's our quick and simple gift card holder, no dies required. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave your comments down below and let me know your thoughts. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. I'll have more content coming out and even more if you follow me over on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.